Not yet.
I think I may have one tag.
We don't go anywhere anyway, and.
Yeah. Mine are done. Judy. Last Friday. Thank goodness.
I just put it there.
Wasn't sure it was gonna happen.
If it was, I didn't see it.
There's a pen and a sign-up sheet back here now.
You did it.
Where is it?
My daughter tested negative for COVID, which means I'm negative too. That's my pen, so, you know.
You notice how she's making that link there. One of 8 Kinney County residents who's actually tested
Just
apparently.
because you're negative today doesn't mean you're negative tomorrow. No, 34. Oh, are they coming from somewhere else to get tested? Okay. Did
If
they
you look
get
at
the
the,
results?
if you look at,
Have you posted the results for everybody yet?
they said they were all negative, at least. Now, here's the thing, there were some even past folks up there who tested.
I
How many did they test?
You got
34 total, but.
22nd time?
Yeah, feel all the way
But they're not
back.
offered.
Yeah, there's the Eagle Pass ambulance, and they're running his test. Yeah, the official Texas site says that there have been 8 Kinney County tests done. So,
What's your list?
test, my nose was never gonna be the same, well, no,
I
it's
was
fine.
I was gonna go, right? I have a call. Had it for 40 years.
Mom said after I told her about it, she's like, never mind, I'm not doing it.
No, do
I
the
mean,
blood
it's
test
deep,
on
it's
it.
deep,
You know,
I
something
mean,
like
it's
that.
like all.
Let me know when you're done.
Yeah,
Nine
I
thirty.
feel it. I mean, they were not playing around about it.
I haven't seen it either. I'm waiting for a nap already. Oh, do you want me to pass this around?
Yes.
I figure if that TB vaccine is gonna work, then I already have all the immunizations. Y'all, let's be running this.
And you're gonna read that, right?
University of Texas is
You're
doing,
gonna read that.
is doing some experimenting with
Do you want somebody else to read it?
Oh, I just didn't know. I was passing it around so y'all could look at it.
You had it, you're the last person that gets it.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was this is the last one.
I've already had to.
So we got cameras rolling? And we're live?
You have 1 minute.
I also tested positive.
No, the school's doing it.
I paid, I dropped interesting in the car. And you know what, I was thinking about the TV test. But we're separated children.
Okay.
No, I
And I
understood that.
said, why do they test positive? They haven't had it.
Well, since we don't have it up and going, if someone is a member here, nothing says you can bring in a.
See, that would have been nice.
This
You
is
didn't have to
just
see your antibodies.
No, I understand. Just
We don't have a proposal for that yet.
Okay.
But I think that may be the only, I've never heard of it. If that's
Right.
measles or mumps or anything else.
don't know, I'm young enough that I don't have a date. There's no scar on my arm.
Not mine.
It's 9:30. We're calling the meeting to order. We have a quorum. We are missing today our Vice President, Dustin Smith, is absent, and with an unavoidable appointment in San Antonio. So I'm going to ask the directors if they will approve this absent as excused. Robert?
Yes.
Rihanna?
Yes.
Bill?
Do we have to do it at the next meeting or just?
This meeting.
Okay, yeah, yes.
And yes, it's unanimous. It is an excused absence. Okay, if everyone would stand, please. For a moment of silence and personal reflection. I pledge allegiance. Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Next, as you are aware, Bill Herman was appointed as our 5th director and took the position of treasurer. And he, in the meantime, signed a written pledge. And today we're going to swear him in formally. Bill, would you stand, please? And raise your right hand and read that.
I do solemnly swear that I will uphold and support the Declaration of Protective Restrictions, the bylaws and regulations governing the administration of Fort Clark Springs Association. I further swear that I will represent the interest of the membership to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't raise my hand.
Yes. I don't want the kid. We find that a little bit easier than repeat after me. Okay, we now have a full board. Next on the board are board reports, approval of the minutes from the general board meeting, April 15th, 2020. Unfortunately, we were able to pass the minutes out this morning. Our human resources, basically our executive secretary, had to leave to go to Louisiana because her brother is in hospice. So she forgot to make copies for us. So we will excuse her for that. She had a lot on her mind. Has anybody had a chance to look those over at the beginning of the meeting?
Do you want us maybe just approve both next?
We can. We can. I have...
It just,
Board, do you want to approve have a chance to read them and then approve them later? You wrote them.
I wrote them.
I helped correct them, so I've already read them. It's up to you two to decide. Or do you trust us?
Well, I can't vote on them, can I? I wasn't here.
well, you still have to review. You're
Still have to review. Okay,
I would move to table them until the next meeting and approve them.
okay. Do all agree? Is that, raise your hand if that's acceptable? Okay, we will table the minutes until everyone has a chance to read them. And again, it's unfortunately Julie's mind was elsewhere. We can certainly understand it. Okay, next we have the treasurer's report. Bill, you're up.
I'll just read this one real quick. It's not in the, it's in the report, but this is the revenue for the motel for April. $9,095. The balances: Texas Community Bank checking $32,094.58. Credit card $19,972.24. Money market $8,593.38. Bank and trust, Los Morris $124.70. The restricted $345,701.15. General $52,869.03. Historical $18,225.53. And in the tax account, $34,796.16. I guess this is the overall for profit and loss of April. Well, I'll read it, but I'm not sure I understand it right now, okay?
Would you like me to do that?
Yeah, I don't know, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, please do, because I'm not sure I understand it yet.
Okay, Bill has been working with Randy when he was here this month one day and going over these, but this is still new to him because he's been off the board for a couple of years. So for, and our accountant, Randy Galloway, ran these with the profit and loss. The net income for April 2020, which shouldn't be too surprising since everything's pretty much been shut down, was a negative $30,262.14. Adding back in depreciation, which is a non-cash accounting charge, $14,132.15, and adding back in bad debt expense, which is again a non-cash accounting charge, $22,608, left us with a net cash income of $6,478.01. For the period of October 2019 through April 2020, and as you can recall, October 1st is our beginning of our fiscal year. There was a negative $180,734.64. Adding back in depreciation, a non-cash charge, $96,963.63. Adding back in bad debt expense, again, another non-cash accounting charge, $160,050.00, gives us a net cash income of $76,278.99. And we're hoping that this will pick up now that some of the restrictions have been lifted for COVID-19. Okay, Bill?
Okay, for the profit loss for Clark for April, we had a gross profit of $160,810.18. Our expenses, $191,072.32, for a net income loss of $30,362.14. For the year, we had a profit of $1,286,000. $296,607.66. Expenses, $1,477,342.30, for a net loss of $180,734.64. Got it. Restricted fund has an income for April of $5,275.20. Restricted fund for the year had a net income of $25,353.94. Los Morris Corporation, which includes the deli, the lounge, the pro shop, unclassified stuff, a profit of $554.07 for the month of April. And for the year, a net loss of $10,051.54. Okay, the April collections due $11,314. We have 13 people on, and 2 got caught up and removed. Member Service Board report had an income of $1,300 for transfer fees and resale fees, things like that. That's it.
Any questions? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second? All in favor? Okay, and I look like I skipped over the secretary's report. Robert, do you have a report?
We have no correspondence in the box today, but we did approve as a board giving the seniors at Brackett High School a summer pass to the pool. The letter was put together by Allison Watkinson, and it says to the seniors, "Dear Brackett High School class of 2020 graduate, the Fort Clark Springs community wishes you much success and happiness in life. Congratulations on reaching this milestone. We invite you to use the enclosed pool pass so you may visit the pool as often as you wish from May 22nd through September 7th, 2020 at no cost. If you are a member of Fort Clark Springs Association, please use your pass to invite a non-member guest to go to the pool with you at no cost during the same dates. Please protect your card. We cannot provide a replacement if it is lost or stolen. Sincerely, Fort Clark Springs."
Thank you. Okay, we move on to committee reports. Anybody from the airport committee? Oh, I'm sorry. I have to go first. See, I tried to get out of it. Okay, sorry guys. Basically, welcome to the new normal, or the new abnormal. Our boardroom will remain with this type of seating until further notice, until we're given the go-ahead that people can be within breathing distance of each other again. We thank you for your patience, and you are always welcome to view it on Facebook, or later we'll post it on YouTube and on the website. It's been a relatively quiet month because of sheltering in place. The pool is now open to members and guests, and today we're going to discuss opening further for Memorial Weekend and for summer hours. The gym opened on Monday, as did the Adult Center. Members are asked to sanitize the equipment before and after their use, and we do not have an attendant at the gym, so it will be necessary for members to bring their own sanitizer or wipes. then this ensures that each member is responsible for their own safety. Okay. Please be kind. So far, COVID-19 testing has been done twice, and Kinney County is still free of the coronavirus. Credit goes to our members and citizens of Kinney County and Brackettville for being kind, staying home, and social distancing. The virus is still active in Texas, so please protect yourself and your neighbors. We had a member ask the board to publicly answer some of his questions concerning our job offer to Rick Siddon for general manager. These questions were answered for him a couple of 3 weeks ago, but now he would like to make those answers public. And a reminder that personnel information is confidential under state and federal employment law, and we can provide at least this information. Number one, no, we did not obtain a credit report for Mr. Siddon. U.S. Immigration will do a much more thorough background check, including financial issues, than we would ever be permitted to do under state and federal employment law. Credit reports are not routinely obtained when hiring employees for FCSA, and the results of any credit report would not be released to members in any case. Number two, Mr. Siddon has not yet been hired because he does not have a U.S. immigration work permit or visa. He is not being paid, nor will he be paid back pay. Future salary would have to comply with restrictions placed on us by U.S. immigration. And he has been offered the job. He has accepted it, but he has not been hired. We cannot do this until U.S. Immigration says you can do this. We received 30 plus applications for the position of general manager from all over Texas, outside of Texas, the one from Canada, and from individuals on the campus. 7 were called for an interview. Of those, only 2 responded, and only 1 was actually interested in being interviewed once Human Resources explained the job and the salary range. Mr. Siddon and his attorney are working with U.S. Immigration on this matter. We are not and cannot be involved until Mr. Siddon receives a valid work visa or permit. We are currently awaiting Immigration's issuance of that work permit. So at this time, at this point, Mr. Siddon has accepted the job offer, but until we get the okay from U.S. Immigration Services, that's as far as it goes. And because this is a human resources issue, this is the last time we're going to be discussing this for this particular member. And we will, once we receive word from U.S. Immigration, we will post it on dispatch so that all members are made aware of whether we have formally hired him or whether we have to go to Plan B. Allison Watkinson said that she's going to be disconnecting the Wi-Fi at the teen center that was set up for use by students who didn't have access to the internet at home. She said that most people ended up with a hotspot at home, and so that it is no longer needed. We took 2 email votes. We voted to issue the complimentary pool pass as a gift for graduating seniors at Brackett High School in response to their request that we contribute something. The pass is good for the summer season. Seniors who are members of FCSA can use the pass to invite a guest. Allison Watkinson designed and created the passes, and our thanks to Allison, who again showed us how volunteers makes FCS a much better community. We also authorized a hiring of 2 pool shack attendants to collect money, issue passes for the Memorial Day weekend and the summer swim. Directors, did I forget anything? Okay, that concludes the president's report, and now we get to go to committee reports. So, airport committee. Do we have anybody from the airport committee? You have no report?
Well, I'm on the committee, but Stan's not here.
Okay, and you have nothing to offer?
No.
Okay. Architectural committee.
It's me.
That's you.
Can't talk with that mask on. We met for the first time last week in person. and we're going to continue on an as-need basis. If the virus gets worse and we need to meet on the Zoom or whatever, we're going to do that. Just to remind the members, you do need a permit to do anything outside. Don't assume that we're not meeting and you don't need a permit. Mowing and brush. Everybody's doing a pretty good job of mowing. We still have brush around the houses, flower beds, trim your trees, your palm fronds. I hate the palm fronds. They're always in the road. Unit 3. We've been working in Unit 3 the last couple weeks really hard. Can you see that? Here's a door tag. If you have one of these hanging on your door, you're not in compliance with something. If you don't know what you're not in compliance with, there's an email address on there. Call the office, leave your phone number, I'll get in touch with you. If you don't get an answer by email, the email address that I have for the fort is terrible. They don't always come through. And I'm working on trying to do something else, but I don't know what it's going to be yet. Anyway, clean up. Community Council is going to talk about cleanup in Unit 3. They're going to be working on green space. Jason Long, who lives in Unit 3, is working on getting some people together to work on a property over there and help out with the cleanup. We need to have the people from Unit 3 get involved in this project. It's their unit, and it's probably the worst one on the fort, and we need to get it cleaned up. And I guess that's about it.
Okay, any questions? Golf committee. Okay, Cash Letzinger is now allowing couples to resume on Thursdays. They will start at 9 o'clock. The Monday night twilight started this last Monday and will continue until it gets too hot to play. They start report by 3, they tee off at 3:30. And end of the month tournament is free to begin also on Saturdays, last Saturday in the month. But you need to check with the pro shop, those who are interested in this, because we don't know whether the ladies that run it are willing to start it up again. So, okay, next, preservation.
Helena McBride for Linda O'Brien. Preservation Committee is waiting to begin their next project, which is to stain the commissary building. Apparently the Guerrero, I hope I'm saying that right, the Guerrero brothers are waiting for 3 employees from Mexico to be allowed to cross the border. So thus far, there's no work being done. Mr. Guerrero is hopeful that the border will be open soon. In the meantime, the committee is looking to do small projects while they wait for the border to open. That's it. Recycle Center report. Helena. Okay, last Saturday, it was May 9th, and we reopened the Recycle Center after almost 8 weeks. Oh my word. We were inundated mostly with beer cans and water bottles for 4 hours. I'm not kidding you. We were like slaves. And thanks to Joe Alackness, Memo, Phil Coburn, Diana Wasaki, and myself. So, anyway, this Saturday is Memorial Day, so we're closing again. But we will be open tomorrow, 4 to 6. Okay. Okay, we got a certificate for 2019 for the fact that we collected 38.5 tons. This is so unbelievable. 38.5 tons or 77,140 pounds of recyclables. So that did not go into the landfill, which is amazing. So that's it.
That will make Philip very happy. Any questions? Okay.
Ms. Egan, the dispatch said that the recycle center is closed this Saturday for Memorial Day. I mean, next Saturday, Memorial Day.
No,
No, it's this Saturday.
Is
it's this Saturday.
Monday, guys, is Memorial Day already. Yes, it's the last Monday.
Okay, the last Monday.
Time
Last
flies
Monday in the
when you're
month.
having fun.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun or stuck at home.
Yeah, so.
Okay, community council.
I have a spitting problem, so I'll leave my mask on. I do have a check there. This is for electricity for the food vendors as well as arts and crafts vendors for Fort Clark Days. So I'll leave that there. It's got the accounting. It's a total of $50 on that. Let's see, we did two $500 scholarships. They were awarded through our scholarship committee. So we'd like to thank our scholarship committee for the work that they did on getting the word out, reviewing, and then making the decisions. One was awarded to Christopher Creel and the other to Mason Eckenrod. Next, Unit 3, we're going to do a small green space cleanup. There are 3 green spaces in Unit 3. We are going to work on the smallest one on June 6th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. We will meet at 95 War Bonnet and then go from there with the tools and stuff. We are hoping that we'll get several volunteers from Unit 3 who are physically able to help. And if not, we always need water and that kind of stuff to keep going. I imagine it's going to be a warm day. And then we'll go from there as far as we'll see how that cleanup goes on to planning additional cleanups. Oh, and yes, the whole fort is invited to that. And speaking of Joe, if you think he's kidding about the palm fronds, you should try being his neighbor.
I don't have a palm tree.
He doesn't, but I get to hear about them because there are some in 37, and I am his neighbor. All right, so we'll go from the June 6th one and plan additional cleanups. Hopefully it'll be a success, and we'll have lots of folks coming in to help out. I know that there are a lot of folks that are interested in seeing things improve there. All right. Outdoor movie for June 13th. As of right now, we would like to have the movie. The company that we do the movies through has a couple of additional hoops that we have to jump through because of COVID-19. So we're going to keep an eye on those types of things. If the state of Texas is fully open and we have issuance from Kinney County, that Kinney County is fully open, it will be easier. Because they are requiring letters from local governments that we are complying with whatever restrictions there may be. So our hope is that we'll be able to do the June 13. It will be an outdoor movie next to the movie theater, so projected onto the side of the theater building like we've done the outdoor movies in the past. Keep an eye out then on Facebook and in the dispatch for more details to come on that. Hopefully we'll get some of that stuff, well, at least by the end of May when Texas is supposed to be fully open and therefore ideally Kinney County fully open on everything. Next community council meeting will be at 10 a.m. on June 13th. We will do the meeting here in the boardroom. We will also do a Facebook live stream and may provide Zoom details again because I know that even as things are continuing to open up that there are several folks who don't want to get out in public, okay? And so this will allow folks to still participate if they choose not to come in. One thing I will say about the community council meetings, even though we are live streaming, they are not being preserved on the Facebook page. So you have to be on Facebook in real time to see to see what's going on, okay? Fort Clark Days 2021 committee is nearly set. We actually only have one committee position that is not filled, and that is for the coordinator for emergency services. And we talked about someone at our last community council meeting to make an ask on that. So hopefully we'll get that filled. That doesn't mean that if there's someone who's interested in doing that role or that position, please let me know, because we'll take anyone. Well, I shouldn't say anyone who's reliable, okay? And we will have our first committee meeting on June 18th at 6 p.m. at the Adult Center. Also, living historians, arts and crafts vendor, and food vendor applications are up on the Fort Clark Days website, which is fortclarkdays.org. So we are planning it'll be the first weekend in March, as it usually is. We are moving full steam ahead as things are going to be normal, and hopefully they will be, and we'll address those as we get closer and closer. Couple of community concerns, just mowing, issues with mowing the green spaces and keeping that area maintained and upkept. And then trees dying on the fort. Now I know one of the concerns was somewhere around the pool. I think it's probably all the same type of trees, those really big ones. I suspect it's water stuff down at the pool. But there are questions coming up as to what's causing the trees to die. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Directors, any questions? Okay, all right, we're going to go on to old and unfinished business. Both of these are action items. Last week they were discussion items. The first one is Resolution 2020-2, rescinding the 2019-04 resolution establishing a communications policy. Two versions are in here. I will read both versions. We will decide which version we want to use. The first version, resolution rescinding resolution 2019-4 that established a communication policy for Fort Clark Springs Association, Inc., a Texas nonprofit corporation. Be it resolved by the Board of Directors of and for Fort Clark Springs Association, Inc., that resolution 2019-04 establishing a communications policy is hereby rescinded. Second paragraph. Future communication policy may be established by the Board of Directors at its discretion through internal policies and procedures. The second version leaves out the second paragraph and reads simply, be it resolved by the Board of Directors of and for Fort Clark Springs Association, Inc., that resolution 2019-04 establishing a communications policy is hereby rescinded, period. So you've had a chance to review these. We discussed them last week. First of all, I have a question. Do you know, have we filed 2020-01 with the charter and the LOTA regulations? Because I know the courthouse was still closed at the time that we signed that. Do we know, otherwise we'll file all three of them together. Yeah.
I already signed it.
Okay.
We signed it today.
All right, we'll finish up today. Okay, first of all, we'll put up for a vote the first one that I read that includes the second paragraph. Future communication policy may be established by the Board of Directors at its discretion through internal policies and procedures. I think what we'll do, just to narrow this down, is to go one by one and have you state which one you prefer. Robert?
I prefer the one with the second paragraph because it shows our intention of leaving it open for future boards. It kind of explains why we did what we did, where the second one does not. It just shows the rescinding of the communication policy.
Rihanna?
I agree. Leave it up to each board.
Bill?
That sounds good to me.
And I agree also. Okay, the first one, including the paragraph that states that future board of directors at their discretion can set up their own communications policy through internal policies and procedures is the one that is approved. Okay, can I have a show of hands just to confirm that? Okay. All right, and 3 for 3. Anybody from the audience have a comment? Okay, we'll move on. The next item. Same applies, policy resolution 2020-03. Be it resolved by the Board of Directors of and for Fort Clark Springs Association, Inc., that resolution 2019-05, establishing a director on call program is hereby rescinded. One version. The second version, future director-driven programs may be established by the Board of Directors at its discretion through internal policies and procedures. We'll do the same thing. Robert?
It's the same comment as before. It shows our intention, so I would go with the longer one, the one with the second paragraph.
Okay, Brianna?
Agree.
Agreed.
Agree. All right, and let's have a vote to confirm. It is confirmed. We will go with the version that includes future director-driven programs may be established by the Board of Directors at its discretion through internal policies and procedures. And we will sign all 3 of those resolutions, the one, including the one from last month, today. Okay, we on to new business. The intent here was to approve the expense of an authorization to spend up to $750 to obtain anesthesia for our deer trapping program. However, the directors mentioned yesterday that they may want to table this because we're having some issues with the contract that need to be ironed out before we approve the rest of the deer program. So do we have any comments or discussion on that?
I move that we table until after executive session.
Okay, do we have a second to that?
I second that.
Okay, all in favor of tabling till after executive session? Okay, we will table until after executive session. Report back to you whether we are going to continue with that or continue to table it. Okay. On to the next is action item member request to, Historical Society request to install new billboard. We received on March 30th, or March 10th, from the Historical Society, a very nice offer. It concerns the billboard sign west of the fort, yet on fort property. As you come down the hill, it's on the right. And the Historical Society, I'll read the letter. Fort Clark Historical Society proposes to replace the faded out billboard sign on Highway 90 East. This billboard is the 15x8 sign located on Fort Clark Association property near intersection of Highway 90 State Road 131. This sign has been in place for at least 4 years, is faded and badly worn. Over the past 2 years, the visitation in the Old Guard Museum has decreased, and one of the main means of producing income for the Historical Society is visitors to the museum. Our intention would be to directly advertise the Old Guardhouse Museum and indirectly advertise links to Fort Clark Springs in general. All expenses incurred in this project would be absorbed by the Fort Clark Historical Society. Fort Clark Historical Society would ask the Fort Clark Springs Association Board of Directors for the use of the billboard at no charge for a period of 4 years or until the sign is no longer serviceable. Thank you for your consideration of the proposal. Russell Knoll, President, Fort Clark Historical Society. Okay, before we vote, any comments?
I think this is a great idea. But I would like to ask if we can maybe see the proof before it's ordered, just so that way the board can make sure that we're on the same page. And if we can mention in the minutes that the maximum, or we need to read, is May of 2024, just so that way future boards and future employees have something of record.
And I'm sure that that will be forthcoming from Russell. They won't put anything up without our approval first. Anybody else? Bill?
No, I think that's a good idea. It's a win-win for us because it's advertisement
Yes.
The museum's awesome.
for the museum and for the fort, so.
Okay.
But I like what Rihanna says, and that is to see what they're going to put up first before.
They normally have a proof
Yeah,
Not
right.
that we're gonna, it just would be nice that we're all on the same page.
Right. No, knowing no,
This
will-
billboard is located west of town, coming
Yes.
down the hill from Julie's.
yes, you can look.
No,
No, it's coming this way.
Coming from Rio Grande Electric.
Okay, so the big sign out here.
No, this,
The one that's really falling
Fading,
apart,
falling
yes,
apart,
yes.
yes.
And I did talk to Philip to see if, because we're gonna be encroaching in his department, and he said that he didn't have a problem
yes, I'm sorry.
putting it up there.
Got my west and my east. mixed
Okay,
up.
that's fine. I did notice that there's some plywood that is rusted, or not rusted, but rotted. And it might be that we need to replace one of those panels.
Okay, well, we can get Philip involved
Yeah.
when they do
Okay,
present their proposal for it in their mock-up.
okay.
Okay, for three, do we have any comments from the membership? Okay. All right, let's vote on this. Can I have a motion to?
Make a motion, we approve the request for the upgrading of the billboard.
I second it.
All in favor? That passes unanimously. Okay, the next one, again this is from a member, Linda O'Brien. I would like to request the board's approval to establish a task force to study the feasibility of completely and correctly repairing the pool. The work required to be done to include engineering studies, the procurement of necessary funds through grants, the preparation of applications for grant monies. This committee would be staffed by individuals willing to invest their time, expertise, and energy to try to make this project move forward. Regular reports would be provided to the board. The board would make all final decisions. In talking to Linda O'Brien about this, directors, she indicated that one of the volunteers on this committee, and she will, when we approve this, she will provide all the names, but that there are a couple of people on there. One is an attorney that is involving in seeking the grants, and others, it would be basically a temporary, probably a little bit longer than a normal ad hoc committee because it'll probably go for a year or two. But there is no expense to the fort. We are not going to be required to pay for anything that they do. And all of what they discover through research will be presented to us before obviously any action is taken. One thing is correct, our pool is old. I think it was built in the 1930s. Every time we have a severe drought and the ground shrinks around it, something new cracks. And every time we have a flood and the ground swells, something else cracks. Balmoria went through this with their pool. It cost them over almost $2 million to repair theirs, which is way out of our budget. So if we can get a group of volunteers that is actually willing to put all this work in, to do all of the research at no cost to the association, it's probably a good thing. Okay, any comments from the directors?
The only thing I would say is that maybe, I know the previous board had a study done,
They have that study.
and wasn't there one also done several years ago?
I
think
that we have to find it, what we can.
Yeah, I know, I would think that it would be good if they could have both copies of it to see how they compare, number one, and then they can go on from there to see, if it's gotten home, how much worse it's gotten or how much better it's got, whatever it may be. And then, otherwise I have no problem with them, going through the motions.
Okay.
We do have some grant writers in town, by the way, in case you're interested.
And they do have grant writers on this committee apparently. so.
Right, yeah.
Any other, yeah.
And if they're willing to do it on their own time, and as long as it doesn't, interfere with regular daily operations, I think it's very, very nice offer. So we don't have the time.
Okay, before we take a vote, any comments from the members?
What's the gist of the report that was made? What was the major problem with it?
That report was actually given during one of the board meetings. And that's the last time that I was over. There are numerous problems. There are cracks in the walls. The pump area is sinking. and needs to be supported. There's, it needs repainting in spots.
I think another problem that was mentioned is that the pool, the pond leaks.
Yes, the spring.
The spring leaks out underneath. That's why we have some of those holes every once in a while. Trees are falling down, I think, because of that. So there's a, you know, it's a big, big project that has to be straightened out. We ought to get that guy that sells the stuff on TV with the cans. You know, he's spraying all over the place.
And hopefully one of the projects I can look at is, since the military put it in there, there's a historical aspect to it. So maybe we can maybe work with Historical Society through grant. So this way the cost wouldn't come to the membership, that we can save the history of it.
They're just starting over. It's old, but
I don't think it's classified as historical.
Well, that's something, like I said, hopefully this committee can help research to see if we can qualify for that.
But
Because
I think if it is classified historical, I don't think you can get grants for it.
that's what their committee.
Part of Balmoray's grants were granted because it was a CCC project,
Yes.
so.
So I think the committees, if they had the time to do the research, I think it's definitely,
We may learn all kinds of new things through their research. So it's probably an all around. Okay, that was one. Number two.
What was the cost of the last assessment that the guy who came down from Killeen to do the assessment? How much did the port pay out?
He, for the cost
How
of
much
him,
did he charge us?
to be honest with you, I wasn't at the board at that time, didn't have access to the cost.
There is a record of it.
Yeah, I know.
Check was made out.
We'll find out. However, no, it's a good question. I don't know. Someone told me what they thought it was, but since I did not document that, I'm not going to say. However, it was strictly a structural assessment. It did not have any repair information, it's specific repair information. It was mostly just a structural evaluation of the pool.
It was a civil engineer who did it.
Yeah, I know that. Okay. I can't answer your question because I don't know.
Appreciate it.
Third and last.
So somewhere with this study that was done with the previous board, somewhere there is a written report, right?
Yes.
Is it open to the public to look at?
She exhibited at the board meeting. So yes, you would have to, you can make a records request for it like anything else.
Won't Linda have it as part of the task force?
the committee will have.
The committee's already been given a copy. I haven't seen it since it was presented at the board meeting.
So you did it
Linda
from,
had
I
Okay.
hear from Linda, yes.
Yes. Yes, they have a copy of it. It was presented to the membership at the board meeting. Like any of our other documents, you can request it and we will give it to you if you want it.
Okay,
Okay.
I probably wasn't here for
All
those
right,
meetings.
that's number 3. We're done.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. All right. So can I have a motion to, someone make a motion to approve this committee and we'll meet with them and get them going on this?
I make a motion, we meet with the task force committee or ad hoc committee, whatever we need to call it, and have a list of the people who are going to be on the committee, so we know. And let them do their thing.
I'll second that.
Further comment? Okay, all in favor of approving the creation of a pool task force? Okay, it is unanimously approved. We will contact Linda O'Brien, find out who's on the committee, get that set up, and let them do their thing. Okay. All right, the next action item is the Memorial Day weekend and pool park opening, and it actually kind of combines with the summer pool and park schedule. Robert has generously offered to take care of this one for us.
Okay.
You're on.
Back in February, I came up with a pool proposal and submitted that, which we tabled until a later date. And then I had a member, Lisa Vale, who submitted another proposal. So I kind of went through and combined them to create this new proposal. What it basically says is members in good standing, that's the immediate family members as defined in the 2006 rules and regulations, are free, following that definition. Members not in good standing must bring their accounts up to date in order to use the facility. Member guests are $1 a day. Last year, I think they were raised to $5 if you had a grandchild that was outside of Kinney County. Well, you're already paying for your assessments, so $1 a day seemed reasonable to me. Kinney County residents, Brackett ISD students, I put at $2 a day. And non-member guests, non-Kinney County residents, I put at $5 a day. And those are like day tourists coming down. When you rent a hotel room, an RV space, or a campground space, I'm under the assumption, which I could be wrong, that your fee grants you access to the pool. If not, we need to address that. I put that you could also purchase a member season pass option, which is May 23rd, 2020 through September 7th, 2020. If you're a member and you don't want to spend $1 a day for the 77 days on your grandkids, you could buy a $39 season pass for your grandkids, so it's saving you half the amount if they went swimming every day. If you are a Kinney County Brackett ISD season pass option would be the 77 days for $50 a person, but we need to discuss whether that's going to impact negatively the family recreational memberships if we did that. Season passes must be purchased through membership in the association administrative office. Proof of Kinney County residency must be verified through a state issue identification card. As a resident of Bexar County, if I want to go ride the river barges downtown, I have to show my driver's license, and instead of paying $14, I pay $8. So that's why I put that in there, as it works at other places. Proof of Brackett ISD student must be verified through a Brackett ISD student ID card. Swim park hours of operation are from 10 a.m. until 30 minutes before dark, 7 days a week during the on-season days, Memorial Day through Labor Day weekend. The pool will be closing at, I believe, 5 o'clock on Wednesdays for cleaning on Thursdays, and then when security reopens it up again on Thursday evening, people can swim a couple hours then. If a member has more than 10 guests, this comes from, do what?
It used to be 5, it's in the rules and regs.
It's in the rules and regs, okay. Well, I kind of stole it from, I belong to a 50-person country club in Lytle. It's basically a pool with a pavilion, but there are 50 members, and you can bring up to 10 guests, and it's not considered a party. But when you bring the 11th guest, you now have to pay a half-day party fee of $50 or a full-day party fee of $100. So to kind of do some crowd control with family reunions and stuff, I put that in. So if you're going to have a party of over 10 is what I put, we can take it to 5, but 5 is very simple.
No. On the rules and regs, if you have guests go down to the pool, if it's more than 5, you have to be with your guests.
Okay, yeah.
That's what that is. I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, this is like if you're having a family reunion and you bring 30 people down there, well, you're kind of negatively impacting other members or others because you've got such a large group. So I would propose that we do here like we do with this other organization I belong to, and you have to pay a party fee. It's great that you've brought all of your family members down, but we need you to pay a party fee for the use. But that's negotiable. You can throw it out and tell me I'm crazy. It doesn't matter.
And of all the party members
Excuse
are
me?
members?
Well, we'll get to that. Thank you. Go ahead and finish.
So that was basically it. The parties must be reserved in advance. So if you're going to have a family reunion, you need to stop by the office and say, hey, we're having a family reunion. We're going to have 40 people. We don't want to rent Rendezvous Park. We don't want to rent a facility, but we are going to have 40 people on the grassy area. So we want to pay our party fee. So.
Comments? Bill?
I like the idea. It helped keep a control as to what's going on down there, and it also would you know, I'm sure some of these monies could be put into maintenance of the upkeep, maintenance and upkeep